It's been 3 weeks since my ACL knee operation, and I can't believe how fast time went because it still feels like yesterday. Pain, it's pretty much minimal now, and yesterday night I took out my dressing and it's looking really promising. So I've been doing my weekly physio, so with a lower limb specialist. He was super helpful, and I'm still trying to work on that extension. What is really sad is that I realize I've lost a lot of my muscles. Being so fit before is definitely hard, especially my calves, but I do think it's because when I'm walking with my crutch, it's really hard to get that full extension, so my calf muscle is not fully activating. So I had my first shower today, which felt amazing. I never thought I would say that, but because I've been strip washing for the last 3 weeks, this has been such a huge milestone. And I've also been trying to practice using one crutch, which it's again really promising. Every time I use 2 crutch, I know I've been doing quite a bit of compensation with my walking, so I'm really trying to get my extension in. So I thought today I will share a few exercise progressions that I've been working on this week, and that's what I'm going to do today, tell you a bit of exercise progression. But in terms of what I've been up to, so the last few weeks I've started a podcast, and it has been such a meaningful journey. I might put the link in this video as well so you can check it out. It's called Growth Through Movement. Essentially it's a podcast around learning ways to help you heal faster. I think doing the podcast is also giving me some self-healing conversation as well, which is really beautiful. So the co-host, it's a yoga teacher and a nurse, so it was just really, really lovely that we flow so well together when we're recording the podcast. So that's been really nice. And also my friend came visit, and she took me for a day out, to the coffee shop. So I was still in crutches, but sometimes you get little things in life is still so beautiful. So in the UK here right now, it's just going into March, into April time, so it's getting warmer, sunnier, and we're able to just be and sit in the park, look at some flowers, drink coffee, and just appreciate these little moments and be really present. So that was my excitement of the week. So anyways, I do have a tubey grip, but I actually took it off today because I had a shower this morning and I just want the scar to dry off a bit. I'm still waiting the scalp to go, and then maybe I'll put some bio oil and doing some scar massage. And because it's healed and it's all scabbed up, I've been doing some meditations around putting my hands on the spot to try and let it heal. It is still quite warm, but now I think the heat very much isolated around the scar area, and my quad activation has been quite good. So I've been able to really squeeze my quad a lot more. Yeah, so one of the exercises that I've been doing, it's working on my extensions again. So what I'm gonna do is have this little towel as a blanket, but you can use the towel and hook around my feet. So I realized because it's not painful now, I can really push down when I use this band. I naturally have a bit of a hyperextension in my heels, just the way that I'm born. So when I'm squeezing, I can actually just get my heels a little bit off the floor too. I think the hyperextension will slowly come back, but probably not the first thing. But what's been really nice is I can able to really see that quad activation. So I squeeze, I hold for 3, 2, 1, and I relax. I do it about 5 times, because it can be a little bit sore on the knee, but I just feel so good that I can start activating the muscles a lot more than I did before. And this really helps with my walking. So yeah, lots of extension work. Okay, that's one of the exercise. And then the second one I do, you can use a chair or a coffee table, but because I've got a sofa with a bit of a elevated area. So what I'm gonna do, I also have my straight leg raise, play this, get tired. So I'm trying to elevate my knee just to give more of a leeway and use gravity to push down. So I put my hands just above my quads and like just gently pressing it down like that. There. It shouldn't be uncomfortable. It shouldn't be painful. It shouldn't be too uncomfortable. It should be tolerable, and you should feel that stretch there. What you're trying to aim for is that relaxation feeling. So when I'm doing this, I am kind of waiting for that muscle to loosen up. So I'm like trying to take a breath in and like a really slow breath out. I do about 3 to 5 breaths. And then at one point I do feel like my hamstrings and my calves just let go. And it's important that you keep monitoring your calf, because after surgery you're at risk of getting a deep vein thrombosis. But my calf is still soft and non-tender. If anything, I feel like it's too soft. I want to get these muscles back. I also been really missing acro, but I've learned I need to listen to my body, and small step at a time. So yeah, I can see that my knee is getting straighter each week, which is really promising. So I'm going to show you an alternative way to try and get more extension power as well. It depends on whether you are able to lay on your tummy. I have only just been able to lay on my tummy this week, and of course everyone's healing timeline is a bit different. I have kind of 2 procedures done, so I am aware that for me I might be, it's week 3 and I'm still on 1 crutch, but some people might be able to be on 1 crutch after a week, and some people might be, you know, walking already, and some people might take longer, might take 6 to 8 weeks, so it just depends. But these exercises are quite good to know when you are hitting the right milestone for where you're at. So for this exercise, you want to be able to lay on your tummy, so I'm going to roll onto my tummy like this. Let's see how much space I've got. Yeah, so I mean, this sofa is not ideal, but essentially pretend I'm laying on my tummy. I'm so sorry, there's not much space and you can't really see it this way. Or maybe I should lay on the other side. But anyways, can you see it? I will lay on the other side for this purpose. Right, so there you go, now we can see it. So what I'm trying to achieve here, it's getting a bit more of a quad activation. And because I've sat quite a lot, every time I do this, it's quite nice. It opens up the front of my body, my core and my hip flexors a little bit more. So what I'm trying to do is just lifting off. I'm untucking my toes and just lifting the knees off the floor, so we're working against gravity. This is another exercise that's quite good. You can call it the heel hang, where you use gravity to try and extend, getting more extension in. And I'm still icing it because there is still swelling, and ice, it's really nice way to help to calm my knee, which is still quite warm. So aiming for about 8 to 10. And when you're doing this, you want to really think about using your quad muscles in the front, not your hamstring. Nice. So yeah, that is the exercise I work for extension. After doing loads of extension exercise, my knee feels amazing. So I use this opportunity to practice my walking with legs straight, and then I will do a bending exercise, which I will show you as well, but have a break in between the extension exercise and the bending exercise, because after doing the bending it gets really stiff again. Similarly, the extension. So bringing my feet around, standing up with my crutch. Right, so I've been able to practice about 30 sets with 1 crutch, and the day before I was doing 20 and the day before I was doing 10, so I'm kind of really give myself little small targets to walk a bit more, and I'm also monitoring my swelling. If it gets more swollen and painful and I really don't push it, I just let the healing happen. So opposite hands and crouch, gonna step with the operator leg, thinking about squeezing your thigh and then bringing that feet across. Yeah, so I'm trying to really take my time with it. And a small step round. For where I'm living at home at the moment, I don't have a set of stairs, but if you have a set of stairs or some steps, it will be really helpful to just put your feet on like the second or the third step. But what I'm gonna do instead is use the sofa to practice my bending. I often don't do the bending exercise straight away after the straightening exercises, because after practicing the straightening exercises, my knee feels quite nice. So I try and pace it out and alternate it. So if I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stand up, I'm gonna do it sideways so then you can see. So I put my knee on the sofa and then press my feet down. I try and keep my hips square, and I'm just rocking forwards and backwards until I feel a stretch. For me, the tightness is certainly more on the outside of the foot than the inside of the foot and the knee. Actually, what I really miss is for the last few weeks, I do miss my muscles. You can see they're a lot smaller on my right calf than my left calf. But I do really miss flexibility training. So once I can walk again, I think the first thing I go back to is flexibility training. And they're all closed chain exercise, so I felt like I have no excuse on top of my knee rehab. Yeah, and movement's really good for the joint. Like after I move every time, I always feel better for my circulation and just better in myself. Yeah, so that's what I do for week 3, and hopefully by next week I will be way more confident with my single crutch and also working towards crutch-free life. So that would be super exciting. Yeah, crutch-free life, can you imagine that? I know it's a goal that may or may not happen, but I've got to aim towards it. Crutch-free life, I cannot wait.